Hi there, this is Fred, FR5ED with a silent 5, with a beer review. It's been a while, as I've mentioned the last few reviews, which are few and far between. I've been brewing my own beer, and so I've not been doing many tastings of beers outside my own brewery, home brewery that is. But this is a special occasion, and this is a special brew that's been given to me by a dear friend of mine from work. It's from her husband, Ravi, and Tracy gave this to me to try. This is from Ravi's very cherished, small and special stash of this particular beer. Their families are from Trinidad, and this is a Trinidadian beer called Stag, and it's from, I believe it's Limited Brewing. Maybe I don't have that correct, but I believe that's true. But it's called Stag Lager. It's 5.5% ABV. And here's some of the information that I found on it. On Beer Advocate, this is only after 60 ratings. So over here in the States, it's I don't think it's available. So these ratings, there's only 60, and it comes in at a 2.93 out of 5. And over on Untapped, it comes in at a 2.93 out of 5, and then on Rate Beer, which I haven't used a lot lately since they got bought out by the big boys, Anheuser-Busch or somebody, AB InBev, that comes in at a 48 in style. So, you know, the ratings are kind of in the middle there, but as you know from other reviews, I don't put a lot of stock in those. I'd rather just taste it for myself, make my own decision as to how I would rate it. Sometimes I agree, sometimes, a lot of times, I disagree, and tastes are different. So anyway, as far as the glass, I'm going to use a snifter. I don't have a lager Pilsner glass, and whenever you don't have the proper glassware, you can always default to a red wine glass or a brandy snifter. And I like to use a brandy snifter just because it helps really focus the aromas, the volatiles, and let you get your nose in there and really get the aromatics that won't happen a lot of times in just a tapered pint glass. So let's move ahead with this and see how we like this. Very light. I will check that on the SRM scale here in a moment. All right. Now, very, very light straw, light golden color, straw colored. And you can see that pretty well. That's pretty much what I'm seeing, is what you're seeing there. And I'm going to grab my SRM scale right here, and I'm going to get it up to the light here and pull that in right about a 6. That is right about 6 on the SRM scale of 0 to 20. And is that in style? Well, let's look. And somewhere here I have, there we go. For light lagers, 2 to 3. For light American lagers, for Munich Helles, about 3 to 5. The Dortmunder exports are going to be 4 to 6, according to this. So, you know, in the range of somewhere between 2 and 6 for the lagers. And I said this came in at 6, so it's on the actually the dark end for a lager. It was about a 1 finger head there, medium to large mix of bubbles, good carbonation going on there. In a lager, you know, carbonation is a key thing. Okay, so that appearance, it's clear. We talked about the darkness, the SRM scale on it. Very clear, as a matter of fact. Nice white head, by the way, not just the density, but it's a nice white head, good contrast. Let's see what the aroma is like. Ooh, I actually get a little bit of lemon in there. I did read that there is a hop presence, which often in lagers it's not. You know, it's, in fact, in American lagers, it's not a lot of flavor, not a lot of aroma. But I'm already catching definitely a little bit of lemon in there, and that's from the hops, I'm sure. And then there's a little bit of that bready, biscuity aroma from the malts. Really interested to see what this tastes like now. Let's give it a try. You can taste the lemon. That is amazing. There is a hop presence here. I wouldn't call it a hoppy lager, but there's enough hop presence to balance out the malts Very nice. Well, I can tell already this is very refreshing. Good carbonation. I'm pleasantly, and I'm going to use the word surprised, because when I think lager, I think low flavor, very low hops, and mostly just about the sparkling, refreshing, experience. But this definitely, it's got aroma, it's got flavor. And I love the fact that the hops are providing a lemony aroma and a lemony taste too. I don't think there's any adjuncts in here. I didn't read anything about that. I think they've achieved that purely with the hops, which I really appreciate. So, wow, that is good. And it's still cold. The general rule of thumb is the darker a beer, the less chilled it should be. In fact, I'm an IPA fan, which your SRM scale, it's going to be up in the 9 to 15 range roughly. And I like it at about 52 degrees, even a little warmer. When you get into porters and stouts, 60 degrees is good. For your lagers, your pilsners, this end of the spectrum, you're going to be, cooler than that, down in the 40s usually. So this is still in the 40s, I can tell. I, brought it straight from the fridge and, right before we started recording here. That is nice. Almost reminds me of a Kolsch that I had from Crooked Can, I think it was, a while back. It's just got a nice crisp, that's a good word for it. It's crisp, it's dry, and it's got that nice, fresh, hop-induced lemony aroma and flavor. That is really nice. All right, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. This is Stag Lager from Trinidad, and this is Fred, FR5ED, over and out.